Hi, I'm Sylvan from the channel Santu's Sound Factory, and today we're going to look at the basic functionality of Melter Productions MRhythmizer. So this is MRhythmizer. It has three different sequencers, one for time, one for volume, and one for filter. The one for time is arguably the most complex and also the most interesting, so we're going to focus on that. Basically, this plugin lets you create envelopes that control the playback speed of a given signal. A straight line in here will always mean normal playback speed. We're going to be working with this loop I made. Alright, that's a straight line. If we make that straight line droop down a bit, like this, the playback is going to slow down. And you might notice that it jumps around a bit and isn't exactly in time anymore, and that's because of this speed right here. This defines the buffer size that the plugin is going to be working with. 1x means every bar the playback is going to reset. So originally we're working at 130 BPM, right? That's this tempo right here. And after one of those bars at 130 BPM, the plugin is going to clear the buffer and start playback of the next bar. So the slower the playback, the more drastic the jump. Which actually I find an interesting way to explore unusual time signatures. Now at 4-1 straight line, what used to be a 4-4 time signature now is a 3-4 time signature, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So it slows down the playback of every bar individually. What happens if we go even slower? We can go to 4-2, that's exactly half time. And with half time, we also pitched down everything exactly an octave. So maybe we can try to introduce some of the dry signal here. That's your basic halftime effect. What happens if you go even steeper, even slower? Now we're getting really slow. Even slower. And what happens if you go even slower to 4-4? Now it's actually so slow, you could also say it's paused. Nothing is happening. Let's go even slower. Even slower than paused, what's going to happen? It's playing in reverse. And at 4-8, it's playing again at the original tempo, just in reverse. This can be an especially useful effect if you just use it on one element of a loop, like the synthesizer. Now reversed, now we mix the wet and dry. That can create kind of cool effects. What happens if we go even slower? Even steeper means even slower. So for this section, the reversed playback is sped up, and then for this part, that's just a straight line, so the playback speed is normal. We can go even more extreme. Again, for this part, the reverse playback is very fast, and then for this part, the playback speed is just normal. If we go all the way straight down, That just means we travel back in time instantly. The reverse is so fast, we travel back in time instantly. That actually makes more sense if we move it, for example, to right here. This will lead to beat 1 playing, then traveling back in time and beat 1 playing again. And if we go explore some of the presets with general, you can find beat repeats like this pretty easily. Alright, now I hope you understand the basics of how to program a sequence. Next I want to share 2 techniques I like to use with this plugin. For the first one, we're going to switch the speed to 4x. This means whatever we program here will repeat not every bar, but every beat. And if we slow down every beat a bit, we can introduce pretty cool swing. And the next technique, let's go back to 1x. If we start to introduce some curve into this, this means here it's pretty straight, right? So the playback speed is pretty much normal. And then it gets slower and slower and slower. It gets steeper, means slower. That's pretty much a tape stop effect. Let's make a curve like this. Alright, keep in mind, the plugin can do way more, from subtle things like this flanger, to more experimental things like this complex 5. And you can also start playing around with the volume envelope, the filter envelope, Alright, keep in mind you can download a 15-day free trial and try this plugin for yourself. Thank you very much, Melda, for having me. Thanks for watching the video and see you again soon.